Redneck Island, Season 2, Episode 2. I don't even feel like taking notes on this week's episode, to be honest with you, so I'm just going to go off of memory for this entire video. Okay, so this week's episode starts off, and it starts off with like a mini challenge. At first I was wondering what the hell was going on. Is this what they call the Reckoning, which is a challenge to decide who's going to go to Steve's place later, but it was like a challenge to earn food in the camp. So nothing's really at stake here except some hot dogs. And they have the team wear these, what the hell would you call these outfits? Like yodeling outfits or something? I don't know, but they gotta run back and forth on this really slippery, greasy mat, and they have to get these little cups of beer or oil or something and drop it into these mugs at the end. And they have 2 mugs for each item: sides, hot dogs, buns, beer, things like that. And I actually think they end up getting everything except buns. But anyways, there's this girl, Shauna. My God, was this woman annoying. She was so annoying. And that night at camp, they're fixing the food, and one of the guys, I can't remember his name, gets in her face because she's eating the food early and he wants to wait till everybody else gets to eat. They start going back and forth, and I'm just thinking, damn, they really upped the drama for this season. Like, Steve Austin knew what he was doing. He probably said, like, Season 1 had as much drama as a sock drawer. We're going to up it for this one. And they did, just by getting the Shauna girl. Even the other cast members are saying this is like turned from Redneck Island to Jerry Springer. It was ridiculous. So she's going off, and Daryl, was it Kyle? Kyle, I think his name was. And he says something about her kids, how he hopes they don't turn out like her, and this sets her off. Oh, no, you didn't. And it was just back and forth the whole time. But everybody else on the island was also saying, like in the interviews and confessions or whatever, how annoying she was, and just they wanted her gone. And I was thinking, my God, please let this woman get sent home at the end of the episode. So the next day they have the Reckoning. Oh, and another thing about Shauna is they showed a clip of her talking to another girl, talking about how she can't take it here anymore and she's about to snap on somebody. And I'm thinking, damn, it's been like a day, 2 days tops, and she's already pissed off at everybody on the island, and most of them seem like relatively nice people, and she's got a problem with them. Like, no wonder nobody likes her. But anyways, on to the Reckoning. What was this challenge? They had these pontoons out in the water, and they had all these cast members laid out on the pontoons, both sides, and they had to pick one guy to pull them in. Now once they pull them in, the other person can help them pull the rest in, and so on and so forth, but they all have puzzle pieces on the pontoons. Once every member is brought in, they have to go put this puzzle together. So Southern Thunder has Big Will, who I think is, well, actually I thought he was my favorite character until I saw the preview for next episode where he's talking back to Steve Austin and just acting like an ass. So I'm not going to say he's my favorite character anymore, but for a minute there he was. And they got Big Will and Necro Butcher for the blue collar brawlers. So Necro is pulling the guys in, and then Will is pulling the others in, and he gets all of them in. I mean, this dude is jacked, and he's pulling them in really fast. And he actually says that he gave them the lead in his interview segment. He's talking about how he brought the team to the lead, which was kind of funny. And they just fall apart. They can't put the puzzle together. Southern Thunder falls apart. Shauna is trying to bark out orders and nobody's listening and just talking about how annoying she is. And Blue Team actually comes all the way back from the lead Southern Thunder had and aligns their puzzle and wins the game. So someone from Southern Thunder is going to go home. Kyle's thinking it's him because he did have a fight with Shauna and people don't like drama. But Shauna's also thinking it's her, but I don't know. She's saying stuff like, oh, I'm going to show him not to mess with a mother and her babies and other lame crap. So at Elimination, they send her ass home, thankfully. If they sent the other guy home, it would have been a huge mistake. And the entire time, another thing I had about this girl that just bothered me was she just kept going on and on about how she needs the money and it's for her family. Like, nobody else deserves to be there. Everybody can use the money. It's not a selfish game. And by telling other people that you have an honorable reason for being here, it's for your family and your kids, they still want to win. I mean, it's not like they're going to say, okay, we'll send Kyle in so you can stay. Eventually, they're going to have to send you in. Unless they say, okay, you just win the game. We'll all go home. I mean, it's going to come down to that. So it's pointless to say, oh, I need the money, I'm staying here for that. It's not that type of game. So anyways, that's... Oh, and the preview for next week shows Big Will. Steve Austin says something. They're talking at the table, and he says, Big Will, you going to listen to what I'm saying? You're going to keep flapping your gums. And Big Will says, well, get your ass to talking. And I was like, oh, shit, man. Why would you say that? And Steve Austin says, don't disrespect me. Because Steve Austin could seriously kick his ass off the show and make it like he was never there. He could erase him from this game. He's the producer. So they could easily bring in a replacement like old Superman from the first season, Rob, and just anybody, and make it look like Will was never even there. So anyways, that's my review of this week's episode. I'm kind of in the middle. I do enjoy drama on some of these shows, like The Challenge and stuff, but I also enjoyed how in the first season everybody got along. So I don't know. I'm glad they got rid of Shauna this episode and they could kind of move on from that. I don't think there's going to be as much drama with her out of the house now, but we'll see what happens. So that's my review of this week's episode. I hope you guys liked this video. Leave your thoughts on this week's episode in the comments below, and thanks for watching.